the Akedah of the boiling vapor. Upon the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes, and beheld a place from afar not as a mountain of stone, but as the middle pillar of the world, where the cave of divine light pierces the dark quarters of the Tehom. Beside him strode Isaac, a man of 27 years, whose countenance was not of a victim, but of a high priest. It was Isaac who had whispered the heresy of the Neos Obed and light into his father's ear by, "Father, for the Messiah cannot rise until the red heifer is consumed. I am the spark that must enter the void to reclaim the fallen embers." As they ascended, a terrifying osmosis began. The fire of the absolute decree surrounded them, a hypertonic presence that drew the water of human sentiment out through the semperable membrane of Abraham's soul. He felt his paternal mercy evaporating, leaving only the dry, salt-crusted salt of obedience. Isaac, the embodiment of Gever or judgment fire, walked into the water of his father's chest mercy. They reached the summit. Abraham built the altar of stone, representing the rigid structures of the ancient mind. Isaac lay upon the wood, his pulse a rhythmic action potential firing through the neural architecture in Morilla. "Behold the boiling," Isaac murmured, his eyes fixed on the sun. As Abraham raised the knife, the silver shear of synaptic pruning, the collision occurred. The fire of the command met the water of the bloodline. In that instant, the water did not quench the flame. Rather, it reached its boiling point. The psyche of the patriarch became a vessel of high-pressure steam. This was the middle pillar, the state where the liquid of the ego vaporizes into the spirit of gnosis. Suddenly, the Citra Axae manifested in the thicket. It was the ram of the abyss, its horns tangled in the redundant, left-handed pathways of the world's memory. This was the Samael of the Trace the Heavy, literal beast that must be pruned so the symbolic Messiah could live. "Lay not thy hand upon the man-child." The voice thundered from the vapor. Abraham turned and seized the ram. He cast the beast into the fire. The heavy, redundant dead wood of the old neural network was cauterized. The fire consumed the ram, and the water of Isaac remained, but it was no longer still. It was a resurrected trace, a mind that had been boiled, refined, and made transparent. The fire and water dwelt together in the steam of the sacrifice, and the middle pillar stood firm between the heavens and the earth.